Hey guys, and welcome to this Let's Play / first look thing of RimWorld, which is a game that I'm actually really enjoying. It's awesome, and it's in pre-alpha. It's not even in alpha yet, and I'm having fun with it. It's so good. So good. So I'm going to do a colony in this version of the pre-alpha. Just have a little bit of fun with it. I'm not sure how the volume levels are going to work, because when I tried a test recording, the game was really loud when I got into it, but I'll fix it. I'll work some editing magic. Well, to the extent that I can. So, this game, it's a sci-fi space colony semi-simulator, I guess. The art is very much like Prison Architect. The feel is very much like Firefly crossed with Dune, crossed with some of the less grimdark bits of Warhammer 40k, and it's awesome. And really, just anything else at this point would basically just be me saying how awesome it is. So, the guy who created it is Tynan Sylvester. As you can see, he's got his Twitter, he's got his book. He wrote a book about game design, which gives me extra high hopes for this one, because if he knows enough to write a book about game design, presumably he's going to do a good job. And from what I can tell, he's doing an amazing one. So let's get to it. We'll go new colony. And this is the AI storyteller. So for those of you who have played Left 4 Dead, it's a little bit like that. Tynan even cites that as a inspiration for this. So think of it as the AI director. So the AI basically is going to guide the story for you. So we've got Cassandra Classic, who's, pretty good. She pretty much just lets the story meander along at a reasonable pace. So for those of you who remember English classes, when you'd have to write short stories and stuff like that, they'd go, you need a beginning, you need a middle, you need an end. She pretty much does that. She's got a friendlier version. Actually, this is the friendly version, my mistake. The Phoebe Friendly is the really friendly one, but I don't think that she's actually working. She's not actually working at the moment, as far as I know. So Phoebe Friendly is basically easy mode, essentially. But that could be fun. I mean, if you just want to let your colony grow, thrive, that would be kind of interesting. But Cassandra Classic Tough is tougher than regular Cassandra, but not as tough as Randy Random is going to be. More on him in a second. So, Tough Cassandra Classic basically makes you work for it. There's not just the beginning, the middle, the end. There's the beginning, the struggle at the beginning, the middle, the crisis in the middle, and the end, the triumphant win. Until someone comes and crashes your party. There isn't actually an end game, obviously, pre-alpha and all, but you get the idea. That's sort of the thing that I think Tynan's going for with Tough Cassandra Classic. And then, of course, there's Randy Random. He's basically there to screw with you. In fact, it's right there. Randy doesn't follow rules. He'll generate random events, and he doesn't care if they make a story of triumph or utter hopelessness. It's all drama to him. That pretty much sums it up. So we're going to go with Cassandra Classic for this first one, because I'm not terribly good at the game. I've got my ass handed to me by raiders a fair few times. But I had a lot of fun with it, so I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of the beginning. And yeah, I might update it as more versions of the alpha come out. But the Kickstarter is finished. I think Tynan's still accepting donations via PayPal. But if you go to the Kickstarter that I will link in the description of this video, you can go have a look. I'm pretty sure he's doing that. But if he's not, still go to the Kickstarter. You can have a look at the game and pretty much just salivate over it. That's what I did. So, next. Alright, so we've got 3 colonists to begin with. You get various different types. These traits aren't in the game yet, so don't worry about them. They're not important. This one is super important. It's basically what you're capable of. And if you're incapable of doing certain activities, that's a very bad thing. Or at least it can be. You've got nobles, who are a specific type of character that we can get. And essentially, they'll do nothing. They will not let you make them do anything, except socialize. And defend the base. Even then, they pretty much seem like they don't want to. They want to die. They deserve to die sometimes. They really do. So, Abbott is a commissar. He's a military commissar, and you can see the influence from Warhammer 40k right there. He's got decent skills. He's good at shooting, he's good at hand-to-hand. Well, he's alright at hand-to-hand. But he's actually quite good at social. Can he do those? Apparently. Okay, so he's not so great on the construction side of things. He's pretty bad at that stuff. But he'd be a good defender. So we'll keep him. He was a medieval lordling in his youth, and he's a military commissar now. So we will call him... He needs a different name. We will call him... People who know the Warhammer universe will know who this is. Nice. Alright, there we go. Ibram Gaunt. Alright, Wagner. Wagner is a female human colonist who was a medieval lordling and then became a medieval farm oaf. That's interesting. She's incapable of intellectual. There you go. So, medieval farm oafs are incapable of doing research. Not a big deal. You can usually get somebody else to come along, like Bauer here is a scientist already, apparently. But, again, this isn't such a bad skill mix. I'd prefer to get a miner, a proper miner. But, yeah, it's not bad. He's good at growing. Growing is very, very good. She is very, very good at growing. Growing is very important. So... we need a name for this one. Let's go with something Firefly. How did they spell her name? That'll do. Kaylee. I can't remember what her last name was. That's good enough. And Bauer. Bauer is a female human colonist who was a medieval lordling. Again! Medieval lordling and a navy scientist. We're going to re-roll this one, I think. Oh, maybe. Maybe not. No, we'll go with it. We'll keep it. So, very, very good at research. Kind of iffy on a lot of stuff, but we've got a good social skill set. Actually, everyone's got 7s. Lucky number 7. Construction and mining we're a little bit weak on, but we can probably get through that. So, Bauer. We need a different name. Something else from... one of the things that inspired this game. I got nothing. I've got nothing. We'll just go with Bauer. In that case. There we go. Oh, actually, no. No, I've got one. We'll go for the Firefly again. We'll call her Zoe. Alright, so let's begin. Generating world. Hopefully we get something good. The three of you awake from your long-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. A few hours later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Okay, so the game itself does give you a little bit of a tutorial. It'll tell you, basically, the needs that you need to have done. So we need a meal source. That means we need to get one of these... a nutrient paste dispenser, and we need to have it hooked up to power so that we can process food. We'll get to that in a minute. Our colonists haven't arrived yet. That's what this shadow thing is. It's not a glitch. It'll come in there. I just paused it before we began. So let's have a look at the map. We've got a pretty damn good one, actually. That's perfect. Yes. Okay, so we've got a steam vent. Or a steam geyser. My apologies. These things are brilliant because you can put a... where is it? A geothermal generator on there, and because it's so close to where the actual wall of the rock is, we can build into the mountain straight away. That is perfect. So we'll have to set up some mining orders to clear enough area for it to fit a generator. I could just move the generator out a little bit, but I want to try and tuck it in as much as I can to the actual rock, because I want to build walls around it so the roofs of these places can collapse once you start excavating the mine. Not the mine, the rock. So you don't want something to fall. I'm not sure if it can fall and break a generator or something like that, but I'm not willing to risk it. I would like my power generation needs to be fulfilled. So that's a good start. We need to set these for mining as well. This is minerals, these little speckles on the rock. And you'll find some as you dig deeper into the rock. Don't know why I keep pausing with that one. I keep forgetting. But yeah, you can mine deeper into the rock, occasionally find extra sources of minerals. It's usually not a problem because you can usually just excavate excavate the area that you're going for and then just build what you're going to put in there around it. So we'll start small, we'll just get that done, and then we will need to buy some growing areas. Oh no, they're free. I thought they cost a bit of metal, but no, they're free. Eventually we'll be getting hydroponics, but for the beginning you need to rely on growing your food. So we're going to put one there, and flip the next one, put it there. Okay, 2 should do for now. These things here are basically beginning resources, so think of it as mission bonuses, I guess, is probably the easiest way. If you've watched My Grand Age's Rome LP, when you get estate bonuses, it's sort of like that. Right now they're marked as forbidden. I'm not sure why they start marked as forbidden. You would have thought that they'd start marked as accessible, but all you have to do is press this or F, and there you go. Colonists can access them. This is food. They will eat it until you get a nutrient paste dispenser up, but you've got limited amounts of the food that's hanging around. You do have a few extra stockpiles around here and around here, but you cannot do hunting yet. So you can't simply hunt the wildlife like the muffalos here. You cannot just kill them, use them for food. You must grow your food at this point and use the resources that they've already provided. But that's not too bad, so let's get down to actually building. I want to start building into here, but we might as well... Actually, no, we'll just keep going for starters. Although I do want to stop for just 1 second and get Gaunt to pick up the pistol. Because he's our best combat fighter. Good job, me. He's our best shot. So they're prioritizing growing the food first. I'm okay with them doing that. We've got a grace period before the AI starts throwing enemies at us. And the first raider wave is usually just one person, unless you're playing on Randy Random, in which case, God knows. Assuming that he's actually active yet. I'm not sure if Tynan has him active, or if that's coming soon. But Randy Random would probably throw an entire wave at you. Okay, so this is one of the things that I really, really like about the game already, is that it's got weather in it. You've got this. The shadows, as the sun goes down, it'll start moving the shadows across this way. As it rises, it'll go up, obviously. If you're really unlucky and you don't have one of these here, one of these geysers, you might end up in the position of, because weather is simulated already, you might end up in the position of being in a solar eclipse when raiders attack and you have no power whatsoever. Now I'm going to build this like that for now, because I want to put batteries in here as well. So we'll put our generator like that. Actually, that's perfect. And then if we build some batteries, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Yeah, actually, that's brilliant. And we can even put a couple of batteries. No, not yet. No, we'll wait. We need to get some more minerals first. We need to at least get the nutrient paste dispenser up. So we've got low metal, we need a mill source, but we have power coming, so that's alright. And because our power isn't being used for anything, the batteries will be able to charge up while we wait, while we construct things. But is it sleepy time? No, it's food time. So yeah, until you actually produce a place for them to eat their food, they'll just go grab it, eat it wherever. So hopefully they won't have to do that for much longer. Soon we'll have a canteen area up for them. Awesome. Now they might not finish this until a few days later because they will have to go rest. But we've got some plants going. Eventually we'll switch over to hydroponics, but right now plants are very, very, very important. And they're in the sun. They're fairly close to where our actual base is, though, so that should be alright. And we can probably put a defense turret around here somewhere to cover them. But this is the most important thing to be built at this time, I think. Well, not really built, mined, I suppose is the correct term. Because we're running low on metal. And if we don't have metal, we can't construct anything. I'm not sure... Okay, they're prioritizing this. guess this is just the last thing to be built, yes? Perfect. Okay, so we'll have our batteries gaining charge now. They can hold 1,000 watts each, and the geothermal generator, because it is geothermal and not reliant on the sun, will just keep producing power indefinitely, basically. So we'll have fully charged batteries by the time we get our nutrient dispenser up, most likely. There is one thing that I wish this game had, and I wish it had a planning system like Prison Architect does. Because I love to plan out my bases and all that sort of thing, but it's kind of hard when you don't have a planner tool. I've been sort of just using this and marking it down in lines like that, but it gets a little clumsy, and if you unpause, then they might start mining wherever it was you told them to go. But I would like to begin... We haven't got much metal, but I will lay down the beginning of a wall like this. I'll leave a gap so that they can mine behind it, but I do want to start building up this area. Now, something funky that I've noticed with the doors, I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, or just a bug that came up, but you can't rotate them, at least not in this build. So they have to go like this. I'm pretty sure that's not the way they're meant to be, but we'll have to work with it. So basically all the doors will be facing this way. Hopefully that won't bite us in the arse. Okay. Well, they're getting through this fairly quickly. They haven't gone to collect any of the food or anything like that, or any of the metal. But hopefully tomorrow we'll have them begin... Actually, I'll have them collect up all this metal and all this metal, and then we'll finish off building up the canteen area before we do anything else. Because we do need food. And they need to grow the crops and harvest them and put them into the nutrient dispenser. So, yeah, we'll do it that way. Actually, I might just make a corridor out here. So that way we can put the door for the power station in. Yeah, that makes sense. Good plan, me. Alright, now we got plenty of metal. So we'll lay down the foundations. Actually, we'll get a couple more batteries, seeing as we've got the minerals to spare. So we'll do that. I won't add one here, because if you put one there and then this battery needs maintenance, they can't get to it. So, bad plan, bad plan. Let's leave a single gap, put the door in like that, and then the next room across will be the canteen. So, put our nutrient dispenser up against the wall. We'll get a long table. We'll eventually need more than one, I think, depending on how many colonists we get. So we'll put 4 chairs down for now. Still got 300 odd minerals. But if we put in another table, I'll put it in over here. So build you like that, and another door like that. Okay, let's get going. Perfect, so we've got a bit more in the way of minerals as well, and we can set up a defense turret. In fact, yes, I think I will do that next. Put a defense turret in just in case we get an early bandit attack, because I don't want to be caught flat-footed by them. They're very, very dangerous, at least in the early game before you get the ability to sometimes contact trader ships and trade for weaponry. Okay. There we go. We'll need to put in a power conduit. Silly me, I forgot. I didn't build the generator up against a wall, so we need to place a power conduit and connect it to the rest of the grid. Do we need anything else? No, not really. Oh wait, yes we do. Silly me. We need lamps. So we'll place one there. And... actually, no, that covers most of the room where they're actually going to be using. So we'll leave it like that. Now they will sleep. So next I want to cut another area into the back here, and we'll place the beginning dormitories over here. So I might make an entryway through here to get to the inner corridors, and then have a wall going across here, and have this be the entrance. Yeah, I like that plan. Low food. That's a bad thing. Okay, I'm going to prioritize the one who's good at growing. You don't need to mine, and you don't need to... Well, nobody's cleaning at the moment. We don't need to clean. We'll have Kaylee not construct, because we're pretty much done with the early construction needs. And this will free her up to haul stuff over there and then tend to the plants. So as you can see, the geothermal generator is brilliant because it generates 4,000 watts, and there's nothing draining the power on these things right now. So tons of spare power. If we had to rely on solar power and we had this much power as backup, I would be so very confident. Fortunately, we don't have to. Solar power is evil because it's so easy for the AI to take down from you. If they just go, oh, there you go, solar eclipse, you know, what are you going to do? And it goes down in efficiency when it's raining as well, which is another beautiful thing. There's rain, lightning, and thunder in this game. Already, it's a pre-alpha. It's already there. It's so good. So we've got low food. We have 0 food in storage. This is dangerously low. Grow, buy, or find some food. Well, are you not meant to be tending to this? Did I forget to... Marks plants to be harvested. Food will be harvested. Yeah, actually. I should do that just to make sure that they harvest it up quickly. Because if we run out of food for too long, the colonists will starve. And this is too good of a start to have that happen. Most of the starts I've gotten, I've been nowhere near a geothermal vent, or if I have been near it, it's been on the other side of a mountain, so I've had to cut a way through, and then when raiders finally got to me, they were like, hey, there's a way through here, and it all went terribly, disastrously wrong. You also need an equipment rack. I like to form a dedicated armory, if I can. I'm going to actually cancel these orders for now. We'll get them beds soon enough, but I'll cancel that. Alright, there we go. Much better. So we've harvested some food. Kaylee will take it over to the stockpile soon enough. I do want to change one thing here, though. Raiders will have their corpses placed into the dumping area. I don't want to do that. We're going to put them in graves, because if your colonists see dead bodies, they get very freaked out. I'm hoping that by the time we get our first raider attack, we will be able to have a prison area. So, we've got a fair bit of metal right now. Let us build like that. I'll put one in there, like, put an end to it like that. I'll put doors in here. And I'm not sure, actually. I know. We'll do a group. So, we'll mine out this, and then we'll place walls down here like that, and then we'll make a secondary corridor here, and each room will be placed like that, so we can have doors. I'm not sure if the colonists actually react to having separate rooms yet. They might not. But if they do, what's this? A local squirrel has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. Oh, this is good. At least it's not a boom rat. Boom rats, as the name implies, they explode. So where are you going? You're attacking Kaylee because she's closest. Okay. Where are you in relation to... Oh, that's not good. Alright, Gaunt. This is the conscription or mustering tool. This here. So we draft a person for military orders. Usually, you give orders, and your colonists take them out, carry them out independently of your interaction. You don't really do anything, you just sort of sit there, the benign overlord, but if you press this button, you get direct control. So it's a little bit like Evil Genius, where you never really control all your minions directly, but you can control your henchmen. This essentially converts every colonist with a weapon to a henchman. We will want Gaunt to head up this way, because you can, if you're lucky, take out the rampaging animal before it gets to you. With boom rats, that's really important. With squirrels, not so much, but it'll give him some good practice, because as you can see, he's got a shooting of 6, but we need more. So he's got a little bit of a chance to miss. Well, he's got a hell of a lot of chance to miss. But if he can attack and put his shooting up, because he gets experience for every time he shoots, whether or not he kills something. So that got him a ton of experience right there. I know, it's not a whole heap in the grand scheme of things, but it's enough. So let's speed her up again. And I'm going to actually unexempt you from construction. You can help out with that. Mining, yeah, you're not terribly good at it. I would have loved to get an actual miner. If the AI director person thing is nice, we'll get one. But you never know. It's just as likely that we'll get an assassin the first time a raider attack comes and we capture somebody. Okay. But we are getting most of this area hollowed out. So I'm going to put the wall in over here, just to make sure that this doesn't fall. Because if you leave things unsupported for too long, they'll collapse in on themselves, and that's very, very bad. But now it's a self-contained room, according to the game itself. As you can see, it's got a thin rock roof, and it's got a rough-hewn rock floor. God. But it is also dark, so people won't like being in there. Technically, they don't like being in the power room either, but I didn't see a point to putting, a lamp in the power room. Nobody's going to be in there very much. We'll need an armory as well. I'm tempted to hollow out this area and make that the armory. Yeah. It could be a thought. Okay. So we haven't got a ton of metal left, but we've got enough to do something like this. So we'll place you like that, and then we'll need beds. So we'll go with 3 for now. 1 bed, 1, 2, wall, 2 bed, 1, 2, yeah, wall, so 1 wall there. Now we'll put lamps in everybody's rooms. Ah. Okay, someone gets a little bit bigger of a room. Congratulations. You can also put in different furniture and stuff like that, and if you do some research you can get carpets and all that fun stuff. I'll put the lamp there, lamp, and yeah, lamp. I'll put in some pretty flowers. And a door on each room when I find the damn button. There we go, 1, 2, and 3. Cool. Everybody get to work. They might not decide that they want to sleep in here, so we'll probably have to sell these sleeping spots. But yeah, as I was saying, the detail for this is actually really, really good. You can put furnishings in, and the colonists will like things better. Which is really detailed at this point, because pre-alpha. Alright, cool. So we've got sleeping spots for everybody that are enclosed. Power's going to everything. But we still need an equipment rack. That's okay though. Let's see, are there any more mineral deposits that are easy to get to? Actually, we don't even have to worry about that. I'm an idiot. There's multiple drops for metal and food, which I should have unforbidden. But I didn't, because I'm a fool. Okay, is that everything? Yes, it is. Okay, so we don't really have any mineral sources that are close to us. Although this isn't too bad.